Hey everyone, Dean Somerset here. We're going to do a quick squat fix. Josh is here. He's got a little bit of a restriction to his squat because of a previous knee injury. So as a result, he doesn't quite get as low as he should when he's going through a squat. Now this could be something that might be limited by the structure, it might be limited by the soft tissue going through the movement, or it could just be that he needs to train that pattern again. A lot of the time when someone's had an injury, they lose the ability to get into that end range of motion simply because they're scared to get in there because of that previous history of pain. But if we groove that movement and get it used to getting down into that bottom position without pain, he'll be able to do it more when he's loaded, when he's not loaded, and be able to just retrain that movement pattern. So Josh, show everyone how you squat from the front. We'll see how deep you're getting. Now Josh is able to get down into a decent position because he's able to get his hips pretty well in parallel with his knee. When we first started training, he wasn't getting quite that low, but he's been able to see some really big improvements. Now turn sideways and face that way. Now some people might say that he's taking a really wide squat and he doesn't need to go that wide, but the thing is everyone's going to have a different squat position based on what's ideal for them. So for him, he's able to get a better squat with his knees slightly wider, with his toes pointed out a little bit. Some people might be better narrow, some people might be better really wide. Whatever position he's able to get right to the floor in is best for him. Next one I want you to do, go down to the point where you feel your lower back start to round and stop there. Good, pause there. Now I want you to tighten your core up. Here's the first correction. If you start going into a squat and all the movement comes from your lumbar spine, it's no longer a leg exercise, it's a spinal exercise. So what we want to do is tighten the core up, tighten and brace, hold that. Now pull yourself down to the ground using your hips. No, right there. So you're still rounding your back, okay, and then back up. Good, do that exactly the same way. When you get to the bottom and you feel the spine start to round, pause there for a second, brace hard, and then pull with your hamstrings and glutes. That's much better. He's always going to get a little bit of rounding going on at the bottom because his hips are compensating for his knee. But if we can help him to groove out of that pattern of always using his spine to compensate, we can help to get him back into a natural depth. Do one more rep. Good, not bad. Now next one I want you to do is put more weight towards your heels rather than on your toes. So think of it like a 60% weight on your heel, 40% on your toes. Before you were like 80% on your toes, 20% on your heels. So a lot of people, first compensation they'll do is they don't want to fall backwards, so they'll put all their weight up onto their toes. So they'll lean forward into it, which is putting more pressure on their lower back. By sitting more towards your heel with some weight on your toes, you can actually drop into it with a better ankle position and also with a better spinal alignment. Good, so don't go quite to the bottom. You're starting to get a lot of butt wing capping in there where your spine starts flexing. Keep that spine from flexing as much as you can. So get to the bottom and then pull your hip flexors. Pause right there, okay? That's the point where he started to break and where his back started to round. Hold that tight, keep your chest up. Now flex your hip flexors as hard, right there, that's it. That's the limitation before you start rounding any further. So that's the part where I want you to get to and then stop right there, okay? Do it one more time. There, a little bit too much rounding on the back on that one. So this is one of those kind of things where we got to train him to be able to stabilize his core and not allow his hips to roll underneath. But again, that's a compensation issue that he's got going on. The big improvement that I saw in that was when he was going through it, his knees were bending much more to be able to get him down there. So that knee issue that he had before, he's starting to train through it. Now we just got to work on everything else that's going on up the chain. Let's get a bar on your back. Lightweight, not getting crazy here. So let's go sideways view. So get the bar low on your shoulders. Low, right there, good. Now bring your hands in a little bit closer. Grab the bar like you're trying to make knuckles to the ceiling. Knuckles to the ceiling. There you go, that's it. Squeeze your lats hard, get the shoulders tight. Good, while your shoulders are pulled back and tight here, the tendency is gonna be to push the abs up, and hinge the hips, or hinge the TL junction and have the ribs pop out. So what we wanna do is be able to have the shoulders pulled back and the ribs sucked in tight. So suck your ribs in, right there, good. Now I want you to squat into that movement and do not let anything change up here whatsoever. When you get to the bottom, at the point where you feel your low back start to round, sit back into it a bit more. Right there, good. That's where you stop, and then come back up. Let your torso lean forward, but keep your back tight. Stick your butt straight back, straight back, straight back, straight back, straight back, straight. Right there, good. And back up. Do 3 more just like that. Tight core, tight back. A little bit too much rounding at the bottom on that one, okay? So always, always, always squeeze back here tight. Get your chest up as high as you can. Chest up, chest up, chest up, good. Pause right there. That's your limitation. Come back up. Good. One more. Sit back into it on your heels. Right there. Good. Done. All the way off. Yep, I got you. So a couple of easy cleanups to make him be able to get deeper into a squat from the bottom up. The next things we have to work on are just clearing up the upper body to make sure his thoracic spine can get into position to hold that bar, get his shoulders back, and then make sure he's able to maintain everything from the waist up while he goes deep into his squat. Thanks for watching.